I love a good bike upgrade, but only when it works. I need a 4 that definitely worked, and more than that, actually made me faster this year. A handlebar, a saddle, tyres, and even a nutrition product. No hype, no BS, just the stuff that actually genuinely delivered. So let's dive in. Pirelli has definitely made a big impact in the road cycling market over the last few years, and my favourite tyre this year has been their new range-topping P0 RS TLR tyre. They've impressed me for a number of reasons. They're not only very fast, also easy to fit on hooked or hookless wheels with easy tubeless installation and no faffing required at all. And they're reasonably lightweight but not crazy lightweight, but it's the ride quality, the softness, and then the durability and the puncture protection that definitely impressed me. Because normally with a top end race tyre, you compromise somewhere, and normally it's that durability, that longevity, and the puncture protection. But these, I've been riding them all year, and the wear rates have been very good, not worn out that quickly at all. And puncture protection is definitely good, and definitely, in my experience, better than the benchmark Grand Prix 5000 STR from Continental. And compared to that benchmark tyre, they do perform very well. And the Bicycle Tyre Geek's favourite website by far, Bicycle Rolling Resistance, linked down below in case you've not been there before, concurs with my assessment. Find these tyres to be nearly as fast as that GP 5000 STR, maybe just a bit slower, but not much really in the grand scheme of things. But definitely offering more puncture protection and more wet weather grip. And that's definitely my assessment of the tyre too. And that reliability of a tyre that won't let you down and does offer good grip, a good sure-footed feel on roads that are drenched from a downpour. It's definitely something I look for in a tyre, and definitely gives them the edge for me over the GP 5000 STR. So these tyres have definitely made my Colnago C68 faster this year, and definitely made me faster as well. This rear tyre though does have a tubeless plug in there, and it's actually been in there for about 500 kilometres, just over 500 kilometres, and they've been riding just fine since then. If you are racing a stage of the Tour de France, you would replace the tyre for a new one, for obvious reasons, but for regular riding, not racing, that plug being in there is now smooth. There's no issue at all, and shows how good a tubeless tyre with a repair can be. So those are my tyres of the year. A tyre upgrade will definitely improve your speed. If you ain't comfortable on the bike, you ain't going to ride fast at all. And this is one of my new favourite saddles, the brand new Specialized S-Works Power Evo with mirror technology. Now, way back when I first started this YouTube channel, I reviewed the original Specialized S-Works Power saddle, one of the first of this new category of top-end flagship 3D printed saddles, and the technology has definitely transformed the world of saddles and improved the comfort immeasurably, in my humble opinion. And that power was a very good saddle, but had limitations, and this saddle removes those limitations, basically making it a more accessible saddle for more people. That power is a short-nosed, stubby saddle designed for aggressive riding positions, so very hunched over the bike and definitely locks you into place. This one has a few changes to make it a saddle that appeals to more people, whether you're racing and hunched over in the aerial position, or sitting more upright, or for riding gravel as well. I've had my gravel bike as well as my road bike here. The shape has changed a little bit, so the nose is a bit wider, so when you are on a rivet, there's a bit more comfort in that frontal area, and the sides have been cut in a bit as well, so there's less kind of obstruction of your inner thighs, your inner legs, when riding in a more upright position compared to power. The padding is very supportive as well. It's squishy where it needs to be, but not too squishy. And that 3D printed technology definitely supports you better on a long ride than conventional foam in my experience. And we have a gentle relief in the central area to reduce pressure in that sort of delicate area down below. And what's nice about this saddle is it retains the performance of the original power, but gives you more scope to move around the saddle to adjust your position. You're not so locked in. The original power is still available and still a very good saddle, but I think it's a better saddle, fits more people, more easy, and just gives you more scope to move around the saddle and use it for different riding scenarios. So yes, expensive, definitely not cheap, but the technology is coming down in price gradually, but For high performance, definitely a top saddle and one that definitely made me faster this year. Modern top-end road bikes are all about one-piece carbon fibre handlebars for aerodynamics, for internal routing, and for looks. They do look cool, it's got to be said. But every manufacturer has their own take on a handlebar, and some are amazing and some are rubbish in my opinion. And handlebar shape and the feel of a handlebar is a very subjective thing, so it's hard to be unbiased here. But having tested hundreds of bikes with different handlebars over the last few years, my favourite handlebar by far is the Enve AR one-piece handlebar. It's just a beautiful handlebar, both to look at, the carbon fibre construction and the shape of the handlebar, which is perfect for me. I like the fact we have a slight aero profile on the top, but it's much slimmer than a regular aero handlebar, which for me doesn't really work. And it tapers from the stem from quite wide to narrow at the hoods, where quite a tight corner give you a more straight handlebar for your hands and a nice generous amount of bar tape up to the middle of the handlebar. So when you are climbing, or just ride along on the flats, enjoying the view, you have a nice handlebar, not too fat, and a bit of bar tape to cushion your hands as well. So from that point of view, from that ergonomic point of view, it works really well. And then the drops are nicely flared, not too much, 18 degrees from the hoods, and it's a nice shape of curve as well. So you have that nice flat bottom section when you are really going hammer and tongs, and the bit where you put your hands for the hoods gives a nice shape, plenty of space for your palms to sit on, and it comes in different widths as well. This is a 38 in the hoods, and yeah, it's not the narrowest in the world, but they do an aero handlebar that is narrower, but for me 38 centimeters is as narrow as I want to go these days. I've tried narrower, not really a fan of super narrow handlebars. It impacts the handling when you're riding out of the saddle for me, so 38 is perfect. So some aero from holding your shoulders and arms in, but not crazy aero. And there are details on the handlebar that definitely stand out, like Enve's very unique bar plug that gives a nice smooth finish, and there's no risk of that falling out at all because it's built into the handlebar. And then the K-edge computer mount, which is as solid as it gets. When you mount a computer on the top and a light or camera on the bottom, it doesn't flex at all. It's solid, doesn't move 1 millimeter. Compared to other handlebars, like say, not picking on a Specialized, but the Roval handlebar has a single bolt out front mount, and that with a computer and camera does that. So not so stable. Doesn't fall off, just not very stable if you are filming yourself with a 360 camera like I like to do. So yeah, details on the handlebar, very good, as you'd hope for the money, because yeah, it's not cheap. It's crazy money. That's the only downside to a handlebar. The big downside is the hefty price tag because it's made in America in small numbers. But just recently they launched a new version that's quite a bit cheaper, still expensive, but much cheaper than the one we have here because it's made in Taiwan. The same shape and the same details, a different computer mount though, but essentially the same handlebar at a much cheaper price, and that is the one to go for if you want the handlebar but can't quite stump up for the one we have here. Another thing worth mentioning is the handlebar does come with a free lifetime crash replacement policy, which a cheap Chinese handlebar probably doesn't. And finally, a nutrition product that definitely made me faster this year, because if you're engine ain't fueled, you ain't going very fast. This is from a new British company called FTP Endurance. I've probably tried all the nutrition products on the market over the last few decades, and there are some that are amazing and some that are rubbish. But this is definitely one that's impressed me greatly, and I used it in Badlands back in September, and in 2.5 days of racing, this product definitely helped keep the legs turning, the engine fueled up well, and definitely a product that performed very well and impressed me greatly. And there are several things I really like about it, and it's all genuine, unbiased here, not sponsored at all. So firstly, you buy a big bag like this, and you get a small sachet like that. I'll explain how it works in a minute. But the product itself is a fruit pastel like that, squidgy fruit pastel. And 2 of those delivers 30 grams of carbs. And what I like about these is they're not sticky and messy like a gel. Don't get all that gel residue over your fingers and mouth and top tube, so there's no mess at all. And they're easier to digest than a chewy bar, so easier to get down in a race or a long ride, easier on your stomach. And then the other beauty is, because they come in a big bag, the aim from the company is to try and reduce plastics, because gels come in sachets of disposable plastic, which you should recycle, but people leave by the roadside, which they shouldn't do. So a big bag, and you essentially take as many as you need for your ride and put them in a small bag like this, and put that in your jersey pocket, and that reduces the plastic waste. And when I did Badlands, I used 2 sandwich bags with these in them, and I had 1 sandwich bag in my hydration pocket just there, and 1 in my frame pack, and found that worked really well, because having that sandwich bag or the pouch here, you just reach in, grab 1 or grab 2 and keep going. You're not trying to tear the top of the gel, trying to get into a bar packet. It's easier to access when you're riding, especially when you're racing and your mind focused on the power, the route. So yeah, it works really well. The whole delivery method is fantastic. The taste is really good. They are a tart cherry. Other flavors are available, but for me, the flavor is fairly neutral. It's not too sweet, not too sickly, but it's enough there to give your palate something to work on. And even after 2.5 days of racing, I didn't grow sick of the flavor or the texture. And I alternated with other nutrition products, gels and bars and real food, and having these as an option as well. But definitely the backbone of my Badlands survival, should we call it that. So yeah, my favorite nutrition product, there are loads in the market these days, like I say, and I've tried all of them, and some are rubbish and some are awesome, and it's definitely in the awesome camp. I like their approach to sustainability. We're trying to reduce plastic waste. I think it's very noble and should be applauded and supported. And the product itself, for me, does work, and gosh, smells fantastic. So there we go. So 4 products that definitely made me faster in 2025. Not sponsored by any of the brands at all, just my own genuine, unbiased opinions on these products. I'll put links to all the products down below if you want to find out more about the brands and products. And let me know what you think of these products and whether you use them yourself and you echo my comments, or what products have made you faster this year. Feel free to share your thoughts by dropping a comment down below. And if you want to see a review of the power meter I've also fitted to my Colnago, watch this video right up here. But that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again very soon.